I'll wait for it to come.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm waiting.
I'm ready. I swear, I'm ready to go. Always ready to go. All right.
Hey, Wildlife, what's up?
Wildlife One, I might need your sanity on this video. So Wildlife One, you can always tell me to chill, bro, if I need to, and I would definitely listen. But this may start out relatively animated.
No, first of all, what's today's date? I mean, start with that.
All right. Well, today's date is what? Sunday, August 30th, 2020, and we are here, yes, for another 5K tennis discussion. Today we will be talking about the Cincinnati Masters and its conclusion thereof.
Hey, Gene.
What's up, Gene? We will be talking about Novak Djokovic and the separation from the current ATP Council into maybe a separate group here. I think the Professional Tennis Players Association, something like that.
Yep.
We will get into that. We will talk about the U.S. Open lightly once again. As you know, a lot of channels do talk about the draws, and we did it kind of lightly last time. So we probably won't beat a dead horse too much there until matches begin. And a reminder for all of those that are playing fantasy teams and tennis racket giveaway again for this Dunlop Strixon Revo 2.098.
Hola, Carteri.
What's up, Carteri?
Sir John,
Southern
and
California.
Alex, and Daniel Medvedev
Let's
on
go.
the channel.
Big ups. It's a stick up. Big up.
He's got a break before he starts the U.S. Open.
But first of all, if you're just
B-Dog.
what's up, B-Dog? I definitely need B-Dog 02 sanity in here.
It is 10 in the morning here, original. 10 in the morning.
All right, B-Dog, I may need your help here, bro. What was I gonna say? Oh, and usually at about 3 minutes in, a lot of you tell us, I don't get notifications when your videos come up. I think someone was telling me that this morning, or a couple of you. Here, for some reason, again, we don't have some big budget on this channel. That's my phone you're looking at, or that you're looking at us through. For some reason, when we schedule these things live and don't just do it spontaneously, it tends to cut out after about 3 minutes, and I have to restart it completely over under a different video entirely. So if that happens and we just start lagging and it just disappears, we've been there, we've done that. I will start another video as quickly as I can get it started.
Well, B-Dog, I know you're asking why, wow, on a Sunday we're doing a show. Well, first of all, as you guys know, our kids were playing a tournament yesterday. It was not a good day for them. It was not a good day for our kids, but a good day for some of the other kids, which we'll give shout outs to.
Well, it wasn't a bad day. It was turned into a bad day.
It was turned into a bad day, and we'll get there. But Christopher lost, no excuses. We were supposed to play a regular 6-game, set, and it turned out to be 4 games. The weather, it rained a lot. We were there pretty early. He was supposed to play at 2 o'clock. Match got pushed to 5 o'clock at a different location. Just not a good day. He played very bad tennis and he lost in the tiebreaker.
And he knows he played bad.
And he played bad and could have won, but no excuses. Lost.
I must say that this is not the reason why it turned into a bad day.
No, but before we...
As players and coaches, we win and lose. Sorry. But
hey, Mary Michael. So we're about to get this shadow. There are some girls that are in the semifinals of the regular draw and consolation. The girls are watching us. What's up, Mary Michael? What's up, Alina, Anna Marie, Ella? Kara's playing too. There's a few others that watch. Philip, Philly Cheese Dog, and Tomas. I can't say Thomas. I can't say his last name.
You destroyed his name. His name is Philly Cheese Steak.
Philly Cheese Dog, I thought it was.
A Philly Cheese Dog? Have you ever heard of a Philly Cheese Dog?
I thought that was his name.
How was a hot dog gonna mix with ground beef? Or no, it's roast beef.
Philip, if you're watching, correct the name, please.
Philly Cheese Dog. Have you ever heard of that?
I thought it was.
By the way, would any of you eat a Philly cheesesteak sandwich? It's too much for my stomach.
I would. It's too much. But anyways, Mary Michael and Alina are both in the semifinals. They are going to have tough opponents.
Better get your game on.
They're only going to play 4 games instead of 6, which sucks. Honestly, it destroys. To me, it destroys the whole concept of playing a tournament. But it is what it is. They're on a rain delay. Girls, you better kick butt. You better move. You better run. You better do some jumping jacks. Get off the phones. I know you're watching us right now, but do something. Anna Marie, I know you're up 4-3 down love 40.
You better start working.
You better hit to this girl's forehand. She hits really flat. I've seen her before. I think I've coached her a few times, maybe 1 or 2 times. You can win this match. Stop being nice. And Ella, who beat my daughter yesterday, she's in the semifinals. She deserved to win. My daughter has a lot of practice to do and not very experienced. You have a chance to win another tournament. So work hard and win.
She better bring home the trophy or I'm going to be pissed,
Yes,
straight up.
definitely.
She better win or I'll be mad.
And for Philip, I didn't know you were supposed to play my son. He said maybe I made the right decision not coming today. You know, he lost, and I didn't know we had to go back to the same location and play, and we decided, you know what, we're not coming back.
All right, for all of you that don't give a damn about our personal...
Sorry, guys, I just wanted to say that.
All right, so I have to get into this rant because our title indicates U.S. Open in Cincinnati, and I got to get something off my chest. Carla and I yesterday were up at 4 a.m. We drove to a tournament. Our son Chris, again, we got up at 4 a.m. Our son Chris didn't end up playing until 5 o'clock p.m., and not only was it not on the indicated surface, but it was on at a different location on a different surface, and the courts weren't even done and the ball didn't bounce. I'm not making excuses because his loss is not why I am ranting right now. It has zero to do with it. Who cares? Who gives a shit? Let's talk about getting real. And that's where my rant's going to start. B-Dog Wildlife One, I hope you're ready for this. All right. So how this rant is going to play into the Novak Djokovic situation in terms of his player council. Again, I'm a Djokovic fan because he's a soldier. And this is my take on this rant is I'm talking about being a damn soldier. No pet sissy, fairy, bullcrap, but soldier stuff, all right? First and foremost...
Lucifer, in the house.
What's up, man? So first and foremost, yesterday, Carla and I were at this tournament. And this isn't about a particular tournament. This is not about tournament A or tournament B. This is not about one specific tournament director or tournament director's wife or anything. This happens at a lot of tournaments, is it not?
Yes.
Now let me tell you what occurred yesterday that turned my day from a good day into a shit day, and in a hurry. Yesterday, we had, I want to say, 4, 5 students plus our own 2 children playing in this tournament. So I think this was something like a second round match, and one of the students was playing on one court. So there was a bunch of courts lined up, and we had a student like on the other side on this court, one over here, one here, and then one at the very front. Now, this was like when all the matches were beginning for the second round, I think. All the second round matches. I think it was like 10 or 12 in the morning or whatever.
12. It was 12. The second round matches were 12, but they were delayed, so we didn't end up playing till 2 because of the rain again.
So yesterday, I had my notebook with me, yes, to write down your fantasy team stuff, and yes, to keep notes of my students, because if you're not doing that for your students, then just your coaching is shit, because you should be there for them, period. And I'm sorry I'm cursing on this one, but I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning yesterday morning, and I stayed up until 2 in the morning thinking about this. Now, I wanted to do the show solo at 2 a.m., but she said no because you'll speak too freely. Did you not?
Yes, I said chill.
Yeah, she said chill. So I pondered this and I said, how do I want to deliver this message? And again, I'll put a timestamp in this video. So those of you that don't give a damn, you can fast forward to the timestamp where we talk about the current events. But I would appreciate your feedback on this one nonetheless, right? All right. So imagine a long stream of courts. All these matches are fixing to start. And by the way, because of the pandemic, all the balls, and we've talked about this before, were color dotted or something. So the players would leave the court and they would leave their balls in a certain area, something along these lines, and I may have that wrong. And they would walk back on the court and they would go sit their stuff down and they would migrate back to the fence to get their respective balls, right? Before the warm-up, just as they're getting on the court. So I walk down to the last court, and I'm kind of walking up a sidewalk, and I'm saying, to one girl, no names, one girl, good luck, move your feet. If you need something, let me know, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Next court, good luck, move your feet, good luck, whatever. Come on, you can do this, let's go. I walk down to the very first court, and I'm approaching a corner where our kind of crew is sitting in some bleachers, right? So, and again, Carla stopped me because she was there on the other side of the bleachers when this occurred, and she was also one of about 7 other people that were like, did that really just happen? So again, and this should be from a credible source. Carla, you and I were raised into the game, born into it, played it in our entire lives, have coached together for 10 years, coached for 22 years. Our fathers were born into it. My dad's 82 and was born into it. So I don't say that not being humble. I say that because I have a say on my platform or our platform, and then in the reality of being petty and sorry. So I go up to the last court, and one of our students has just set the bags down, walks to the fence, and is picking up her balls. Now, Just so happens that the tournament director's wife is basically hiding under a tree. You see the tree?
Mm-hmm.
No, if she was dodging the shade, and I get dodging the shade because it was hot, but there was canopies all around. Just so happens she's parked up under this tree. But I didn't care. I'm not intimidated by no one. I didn't do anything wrong, and everybody knows it. Fact. And I would love to talk to this person more about it, and I tried to, but I wasn't given the time of day. So I tell this young student, move your feet a little bit today. If you need some water, whatever, it's hot, stay hydrated, and good luck, you can do this. Was that all I said, Carla?
Yes.
Now, no sooner than I turned around, I had this tree-hiding person come to me immediately and say, now, you can't coach from the sidelines. I looked at her politely, awestruck at first. I had to contemplate what I just heard. I had to suck it up and figure that out. And I'm thinking to myself, Justin, you were raised to be a gentleman, but you do have a temper. Shut the hell up and just get out of this situation. So I simply said to her, the match hasn't started yet. I was just telling her good luck and to move her feet. Is that an issue? She's told me in a snooty way, and a very snooty way, I know better. So I walk over to the bleachers and I sit down and continue to watch the warm-up. I'm watching the warm-up, and I wasn't going to say anything. I was trying to dethrone my breathing. I'm trying, Justin, breathe this out. You got a temper, B-dog, you know that. Justin, breathe this out. So I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, one of the ladies that's behind me, love her to death, was something. Oh, I can't tell. I won't say her name.
Oh, she don't care.
Something, Tasha. That's how we get down. So she's like, did that, really just happen? And I'm like, yeah, that really just happened. And I realized that other people saw.
The child, our student was playing against her daughter.
Our student was playing against
who always wins this tournament. No one ever joins in the girls' 16. It's almost like, let's give her the trophy because nobody worthy wins this. Nobody enters it. But this time we had 1, 2, 3, 4 girls that did.
4 girls.
Yeah.
But look, this isn't about anyone in particular, because this is not the first time that Carla and I ran into this. Now, Carla and I have always seemed to gravitate toward getting into trouble at tournaments. It seems like every tournament we go to or bring students to, we always get in trouble for some freaking odd, stupid reason. I don't know if we're just, I don't know. Do we not always get in trouble?
We
always get in trouble. So anyway, I'm sitting there, and it starts to build on me. Carla, you look at me and you say, Justin, let it go. I see you're getting kind of up about it. And I said, you know what? I am.
You always have to be careful with tree people.
So yeah, them damn tree people, man. Shit, she just like dropped out of a damn tree.
Look, the thing is, they were nice before, but I guess because we have more students
and we knew these people.
Because they've always been nice, but because we know we had, I guess, girls going against her daughter. I mean, it's just junior tennis. It doesn't matter.
Now let me finish the damn story, because the story gets worse. It goes to hell in a handbasket real fast.
Yes, get to it.
So does someone say yes, get to it?
No, just get to it.
Look, if I'm boring you, just stop watching and catch it later and fast forward. If I don't get it off my chest, I'm not going to sleep.
He has to get it off.
I'm not going to sleep for 2 weeks, man. And then I want B-Dog 02 and Wild Lab 1 and Gene Swar, and then I want your feedback and tell me if I'm right or wrong, period. So I sit down and I know I'm getting flustered about it because I've dwelled on it, knowing I did nothing wrong, knowing the match had not even started yet. They hadn't even started warming up yet, for crying out loud. So I walk to the car because I see the tree person still standing on the same walkway in which she dropped out of the tree from. So I made a point to walk by there and walked by there, and I was like, Mom, you got to chill with that one, because we were playing their daughter. And that's no defense to her. She's a good player, wonderful person, love her to death, no problem. I don't know her personally, but I've seen her play. This has nothing to do with her. However, I go by the walkway, and I knew I was going to say something, and I knew she was a lady, so I had to play that really safely, because if someone talks shit to my wife, I'd want to kick their ass. Just telling you, probably would. So I understood that. So I walked by and I was like, that was really kind of odd, just something like that. That wasn't necessary. The match hadn't started yet. She once again said, I know better. I know better. So now I'm even more pissed. So I keep walking to the car and I'm like, Justin, chill out. You're going to get kicked out of this tournament for whatever reason. I did nothing wrong up to this point. So then I get to the car and then I walk back to the bench and sit down, right? Mm-hmm. Now, she's getting beaten so badly. Our student, no disrespect to her, love you, you know who you are, and we'll talk about that loss later, but that was an abhorrent loss. She played like ass, period. So, and that's no bullshit. She played bad. All right, is this shit back on? Oh, I got my own face in this picture. Oh, I can flip it.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, am I back in? Did I salvage this shit?
Yeah, you gotta zoom. You gotta love Justin.
All right, did I salvage this?
Yeah, I think you did. Make sure you put a plug on him before you come back.
All right. So,
oh man.
So my camera's up.
Let me tell you why I don't rant and go on and on and on. I'm the type that if you get on my bad side, I will slap you. So Justin's better than that at me. But yeah, I was mad, but he's just really mad. I just won't ever go back to that tournament. Simple. I won't invest my money and I won't go back.
I don't know where it cut off, but we're gonna end this. And maybe it's a karma why it should end. But let me tell you how this thing ended. And I don't know where the hell I cut out. I have no idea. Are we cutting out again?
Well, anyways, you said good match to the little girl.
So I don't know where I cut out, but so I don't know if I got past the point where I walked by the car.
Yes, you did.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So while I was at the car, the young girl's dad is like, "Move your feet. You're not playing tennis. Move your feet," which was the truth. He told the truth to his daughter loudly. Is there anything wrong with shouting from the stands? He's not coaching. He's not a coach. He's a doctor, for crying out loud. He's just sitting there cheering on his daughter. So about 30 seconds later, the referee comes over, which we kind of knew. He has a daughter that I think plays college tennis somewhere, right? Really nice. Really,
Division I.
Yeah, D1, I think at University of Virginia. So the really nice referee comes over. I'm not here. I heard about this afterwards, that he was sent over there to tell whoever to their student, I guess, assuming it's Carla or myself, whatever.
No, he knew it was a man's voice.
Well, I'm a man.
But you weren't even there.
Well, yeah, but I'm guessing that wasn't understood. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so the referee comes over and says, "Hey, I didn't want to come over here and say this, but you guys can't say anything. It's too close to coaching." And it was her dad saying, "Move your feet, girl. You're not playing tennis." Anyway, the match ended in our lost 4-0, 4-0 after the abbreviated shortening of the sets. And I was sitting on a bench right next to the kind of check-in table, and the table had kind of moved throughout the day because of the rain, but there was an awning over this table, and I had my book there, and I was writing your fantasy team down.
It's freezing again.
Shit.
I guess. Now it's back on.
Turn off your Wi-Fi, kids.
It's a sign.
Yeah, turn off the Wi-Fi, children.
This is a sign.
All right. So I'm sitting. This is the end of it. I just want your feedback after this. And if you tell me to shut up, dude, then just tell me to shut up.
B-Dog said it's all good. Rant talk. I listen to B-Dog because, sorry, guys, if there was a zombie apocalypse, I would take B-Dog over all
B-Dog's in my corner. So, look, I'm studious at this point. I'm minding my own business. I'm not paying attention to anyone. I'm sitting here and I'm dwelling in my thoughts at this point. And there's a table behind me, and I see the young girl, very sweet girl, that beat our student badly. Walk up, and then I see the mother of that, the tree person, right next to her. So I said, "You know what, Justin? These are ladies here. Keep your mouth shut, but congratulate the young girl for her match." So I looked up and I said, "Hey, you played very well. Congratulations on your win." And I looked at tree person and I said, "I guess my do you need anything? Good luck didn't really help her too much, did it?" She looks back and for the third time says, "Can you guess it?" You're not gonna let that go, but I know better.
Anyways,
so am I wrong? Am I wrong for anything I have done? Did I ask for what I asked for? Was I coaching from the sideline by simply telling a student to hey, if you need something great, move your feet, move around and good luck? Is that wrong? And if I am wrong for that, then when the hell has tennis come to? Okay, that is bullshit. If that is the way that we are going to run tournaments, and that's the way that you're going to raise your children, if that's the way that you are going to dictate draws, if that's the way you're going to single out other coaches as they bring their students there, then that's petty. And that's everything that's wrong with American tennis in this country. Now, we have been, and I'm sure a lot of you have, international with this sport. Right? We've met little kids that are 7, 8, 9, 10 years old in other countries that will absolutely destroy people. Destroy you.
Destroy the 18.
Beat you down like a little freaking baby. Like nothing. 8, 9, 10 years old. We're taking out the 18-year-olds in this tournament, right?
Yes.
And you're going to go around and have a problem with someone telling your student, good luck? Grow up.
Yeah, well, anyway.
It's off my chest,
right,
but that's
cool.
bullshit.
Cool. Good luck to all our students.
And fight.
Stop. Yeah, Mary Michael, you need to win your match.
Fight.
This girl wins this tournament.
Don't push the ball. Hit the ball.
Come on.
Go for it. Win, man. What do you play for? I mean,
some parents in youth sports are just difficult to deal with. They think young Susie or Johnny's the next star. You know what my dad said? My dad said it best. Youth tennis doesn't matter how many great young tennis players we have that dominate in junior and they go to pros and they get pounded on, right? It doesn't matter. Anyways, back to the other tennis.
Look at yourself.
Cincinnati
Look at yourself in the mirrors,
He
guys.
doesn't do Red Bull.
That's not Red Bull. It's ginger ale. Look in the mirror, everyone, and you ask yourselves, why do you play the game? Do you play to lose? Do you play to go hang out at the dinner table with your opponent before and after the match? You're there to win, and then after that, then deal with it then. But you're there to win. So, so if you want to win, then work, grind, get your grind on, get it done, handle your business, get done with it, and shut up anyone in my ear because I don't want to hear it.
Don't waste your time going back there. Exactly, that's what I said. I just won't go back
there.
So
next subject.
All right, the Cincinnati Open. Was it an exciting women's final? Osaka pulls out due to her left hamstring. Apparently, she said she pulled it playing a tiebreaker against Mertens. But wait a minute. She wasn't going to play this tournament originally. They convinced her to play. Wins against Mertens, pulls out against Azarenka. Coincidence that she pulled the left hamstring?
Is she really injured?
Is she injured?
Or
did she make her stand?
Will that sway your fantasy team from picking her? It did on somebody. Someone changed their pick already because of that. So is she injured, or is this just a more acceptable way of making her stance in which, again, she believes in something, and it doesn't have anything to do with that? And we've already talked about that in the last show.
Azarenka wins was not a Masters for her, would be a Premier.
Good.
She deserved it. I'm glad for her. She needed this, but bummer that they couldn't play the finals. But then again, no fans, so nobody wasted money on tickets. So that doesn't really matter.
Does Azarenka have a genuine shot at winning the U.S. Open?
I knew she pulled it on the drop shot. How'd you know that, B-Dog?
Oh, you saw it?
He says that she did pull it.
Okay, so that may be questioned.
While I said it was some interesting irony that Osaka ended up missing a match anyways. It is, isn't it? I don't know.
I guess the big question is does the injury hamper her U.S. Open chances? Now, I have to look at B-Dog here. I did not see this. I heard about it. He's an athlete himself, football player, raises athletes himself. His son is a big football player, right? So by the look of the injury, you've seen him.
She limped after, he said.
Okay, so she pulled up on
it. Does this mess up her? Maybe I might have to change my Osaka pick then.
Yeah.
Thank you for telling me that it's true, because now I have put my fantasy group in. I had her winning the U.S. Open, but if you pulled a left hamstring, geez, I don't know. You're about to play soon. I don't think you can.
Well, there are no buys at the U.S. Open. Play starts Monday.
So I'm gonna have to change mine.
I don't know. Let's think about that before we jump ship. I think I had her winning it.
Me too.
Anyway, that's a deep thought.
Yeah.
All right, so
okay.
One word about Azarenka. To me, Azarenka has all the gifts to win the U.S. Open. However, for me, if you guys remember prior to her personal issues, having a child and dealing with the ex-husband or ex-boyfriend and the custody battle, and she couldn't travel internationally and blah 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 blah. She lost a lot of weight during that point in time. She used to be built like Carla, like boom, like a tank, like get some. But now she's kind of more like a linguine noodle. Not really. I mean,
no, she's not.
She's still very thin.
Average now.
No, we all, can you name kind of the last really thin girl that won like the U.S. Open? Maybe like a Hingis or somebody. Can you name one kind of? It just seems like the battle tested.
The U.S. Open.
The thicker girls get down and handle business, right?
The last super thin girl to win the U.S. Open.
I mean, the Chris Everts, Rizwanska never won.
Chris Evert wasn't even that thin.
Rizwanska was never in there. Hingis won a U.S. Open, right? I don't recall.
Yeah, but she was just petite. She wasn't a linguine.
But just little things, So to me, Azarenka doesn't look like a get some girl that she used to be. Now, does this affect her in a 2-week tournament, playing 2 out of 3 sets, just after having run 3-4 matches at Cincinnati?
Kerber is stacked.
She's stacked. Kerber's legs
are bigger than most guys' legs.
Yeah, Kerber's got massive legs.
Gene, you better do your picks because it ends today as soon as the first ball strikes. So you better do your picks, buddy.
Yeah, and tell your mom we're legit because she might shoot us this time. All right, tell her you may win and it's all good. We're good, bro.
All right.
By the way,
Flavia Pennetta was strong. What are you talking about? When Flavia Pennetta won, she was built. She's still stacked.
I still can't believe.
You think that the beautiful beard Fognini is going to be with a linguine? No.
That's a good take.
Come on, man.
Beautiful beard with linguine noodle herself. Now, that U.S. Open was awful. Didn't she beat Roberta Vinci? Didn't Pennetta beat Roberta Vinci in the finals? And then didn't Vinci beat Serena in like 3 sets in front of like Drake and everyone else?
I don't know.
Yeah, that was kind of an odd U.S. Open, right?
It was. And then she retired for that.
All right, the Djokovic separating from...
Djokovic wins the Western and Southern Open. He does it twice. 9 master events twice. He was down the first set 6-1, then won 6-3, 6-4, beats Raonic. Well, I'm sure that he goes undefeated for 2020 still. I'm sure he wanted to win this one. I know he has to play on Monday. Do I believe his neck injury is serious? I don't know. I'm not in his body. I did hear his speech. After hearing his speech, I said
for the conclusion of the Cincinnati.
For the Cincinnati, okay. I have respect for Djokovic. Like I said in the beginning, you guys know I didn't like him at all. I thought he was pretty arrogant, stupid, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, I have earned a lot of respect for him. He has struggled in his life to be here in the top, He said, let's have peace, guys. Let's have unity. The world right now is basically a shit sandwich. Let's all get together. It was good, especially now that he resigned from the ATP Council. I didn't know that when he made that speech, he was going to resign from the ATP Council.
Well, you know the political media.
Djokovic needs an Oscar, laugh out loud. He does.
Yeah, he makes good speeches and always have. Now the politicized grudge against Novak Djokovic in the West is very apparent. We did a video on this, and again, I always like to thank our Serbian viewers. They're like 11% of our viewers. They hold it down big time, and they are patriots, I tell you. But we did a video by popular demand at one point on why Novak Djokovic is disliked. In that video, you can search it. It's like why is Novak Djokovic disliked, and what flag to fly when you're playing tennis, because we were talking about Naomi Osaka and whether or not she should play under the American flag or the Japanese flag, right? You remember that?
I remember.
So you can search it and watch it, but the political or the media, especially the Western media, will turn this in some way to indicate Djokovic is selfish or not talking about unity or not wanting to include women into this type of thing. It's really not the case. So don't believe everything you read about this. He's a good guy.
He is a good guy. I mean, He knows what his parents had to struggle to get him into tennis. Tennis is not cheap. It's not a cheap sport. I mean,
it's becoming so damn snooty.
It's becoming. Yeah. Before in the 80s, it was sport definitely for the rich, but more middle class people got into the sport, or a lower class, whatever. And then Serena and Venus made it possible for those minorities to want to play tennis. I remember when I played in New York, we had all these programs to help you out. You would get sponsor stuff, and now it's becoming again the sport of the rich. It is. It's tough.
Look,
I mean, players are not making money in tennis. You better be like in the top 20.
I was shocked yesterday to see 12-year-old players frivolously calling balls. Not even with Lily playing. I'm just watching other 12-year-olds to see where we need to get Lily. Ella out there's a beast in the 12s.
American tennis.
She's a beast. But these other girls, man, they were calling balls out on clay. Now you could look at the mark, but they didn't even realize they could do that, I guess. But they were calling balls out on clay, right? That were like 8 inches in. And then the parents were insofar as arguing with one another in the stands over it. That's so petty. Like, does it really matter at 12 and under tennis?
It doesn't matter.
Does it really matter?
It doesn't matter. Let me go back to this. Carteri said it's amazing that a player of Ryan's caliber has never won a single 1,000 Masters tournament.
That's a good knowledge.
Good knowledge. B-Dog said he gained about 20 pounds. Still slow.
Dunkin' Donuts, baby.
Lucifer saying, why are the ball boy girls allowed to pass the balls to the players without gloves, but not allowed to pass the towel?
Who said this?
Lucifer.
Boom. I had the same issue yesterday. I was talking with one of our students' parents as I was taking notes during a match, and I was sitting right next to her. So there it is. They have these color-coded balls. This is my strengthening for my arm ball. But anyway, they had these color-coded balls, and they had to have their dots on it, and that's the ball they had to use. However, like, the ball would roll over from another court, and they would pick it up and throw it back. I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, are we just painting a picture, even though we're not actually doing what we're supposed to do? Because the whole thing, I agree with him, made absolutely no logical sense.
Yeah, I saw yesterday, we're supposed to do 6-foot social distancing, but no one was, and you're still touching each other's tennis ball. It doesn't matter. It's stupid.
I am now dumber having watched that whole deal go down yesterday. I'm dumber. I'm dumb already, but now I'm dumber.
Yeah, agree. Here's another good one. Alex Couillard said, do you know that a male tennis player born in the 1990s hasn't won a major yet?
It doesn't surprise me.
Wow.
And Andy Roddick was the last U.S. player to win, the 01? He won the 2001 U.S. Open, if I don't remember.
But he's saying anyone born in 1990s.
Yeah. It's incredible. And based upon what I ranted about for the first 20 minutes of this show, I'm surprised no one logged out. I probably would have, because it was about me. But what we are conditioning to be normal is not normal. It's not normal. I'm not talking about distance. I'm talking about tennis. What we are doing to the draws and patting them down and arranging them and switching to 4 games, switching surfaces in the middle of the tournament, whatever. it's like you're herding cattle here. These are children. These are kids. These are young men and women. These are people about to go into college, and you're pushing them around like freaking cattle at the damn cattle auction. You're prodding them in the ass. Get out of here and go to your other facility, to that damn clay court. Get back and go to the other. Just chill, bro.
By the way,
you got lights.
By the way, I got to say something about my son played a match yesterday. He's trying to get into the tennis team at the Air Force Academy, and I was so happy that the coach there said, I don't want 2 out of 3 sets with a tiebreaker. He's like, I want you to play the full 2 out of 3 sets. He won. He's got 1 more match to go, and he will be in the team if he wins.
Yeah, and I couldn't even enjoy that moment yesterday, and I don't like to talk about us because no one gives a damn. You got your own lives to live. But our oldest son at the Air Force Academy, he had to play a couple of matches and then have one final one. And he won those matches, has 1 left. If he wins that match, he'll be on the Air Force Academy Division I team. So we wish him luck. He feels pretty good about it, but there's an old saying, never count your chickens before they hatch. Go out there, battle, grind. Get your freaking eat on. Tear that freaking opponent up. Eat them for lunch. And then afterwards, if you want to shake their hand outside the fence, obviously shake their hands at the net. But if you want to go party with them or party, hang out, then do it. But it's all about business on that court. No mercy, no prisoners, no nothing. I'm there to beat you, and that's what I'm going to do.
And the only reason I mentioned the 3 sets, because the tiebreaker, anybody could win. Like for my son, Jonathan, if they would have played a tiebreaker, I guarantee you he would have lost. The set helped him. It should be about stamina. I like this comment that someone made here. Oh, Alex said, Bianca Andreescu, who was born in 2000, has already won a major. Pretty crazy. So the ones from the 1990s haven't won a major, but the ones born in 2000s have. And then someone said the big 3 literally destroyed a decade plus of upcoming players.
Oh, well, absolutely. But I think he was alluding to the men's side there, right? Didn't the first person who commented was indicating I don't think there's a male that had.
It's a male. Yeah, I don't know about females. I thought females is a little bit different, right? Serena won a lot.
But she was born in, 79 or 81 or 82?
Yeah,
because she's 2 years younger than you. So
yeah.
she was probably born in 81.
Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, it's really a crap sandwich, and we have to ask ourselves, as coaches especially, what are we going to do for our children? What are we going to do? Are we going to continue to pamper them and spoil them with all this stuff, the newest gear, the newest shoes, and be so petty and so far as to tell someone to not coach from the sideline when that's not even happening? Are we going to be so petty to do stuff like that? Are we just gonna freaking
in baseball you can yell? In baseball you can yell. Isn't coaching allowed? But isn't coaching allowed in professional tennis now?
It doesn't even matter. There wasn't even coaching going on.
Candy, Osaka, Barty, etc. born in 90s have won major. So it's the men.
The men. He was alluding to the men.
Yeah.
But what are we gonna do? That's not the way to bring champions back into just American tennis. And if we let it proliferate, it will grow outside the United States boundaries, and it will permeate all of tennis except for those countries that don't take any shit. By the way, congratulations again to Victoria Azarenka for winning Cincinnati, even if it was by default, because no one wants to talk about Novak Djokovic winning his second Masters second.
That's what we were just talking about.
Reiterating that. But number 2 is no one wants to talk about the political strife going on in the country of Belarus. For those of you who don't know, Belarus is a itty bitty country right in the middle of war-torn kind of Eastern Bloc, Northern Europe. I want to allude to geopolitics, but guys, there's a lot of grief going on there. They're like a rock between, getting hard between a rock and a hard spot. How do you say that? Between a rock and a hard place? Mm-hmm. Okay, you get my drift. But good for her to bring some type of excitement back to the country. So good job for Belarus especially.
All right, so we know Djokovic resigns. Isner resigns. Pospisil resigns. They are going to build the PTPA, Professional Tennis Players Association. Apparently, Federer and Nadal were not in agreement with him. From what I read, is this new organization is going to defend the top 500 that were, due to the were impacted due to the coronavirus. Also, I know that the ATP wanted to merge with the WTA, right? Did they want to? No, did not want to.
That's a very debatable
topic. Did not want to. I think Murray hasn't joined that ATP because he says it's all for the males, and he would like to see the females involved, with this whole package, whatever they're doing. I was trying to read up on it. I said, okay. Who really cares? Is what
we've talked about this.
I'm like, who cares?
We've talked about the same type of debate for a couple of years now on this channel. And what a lot of this has to do with, unfortunately, and we can bring it up for a minute and you can comment on this and we'll read them. But a lot of this has to do with WTA, women's tennis, / men's tennis, in terms of the payout, in terms of media accessibility, in terms of sponsors, etc., split between men and women. So I'll explain. So the men, as you all know, and I do have problems with this because I find the women's tennis equally, if not sometimes more exciting, especially when the big three are winning everything all the time after how many years, gee whiz. So sometimes I find the women's tennis more electrifying, but the problem is the narrative is kind of thus, and correct me if I'm wrong, that the men, especially, those struggling ones especially, but, I guess someone has to stand up and be the voice for the struggling people, is that they don't feel like the men should share their prize money equally. Now, let me explain why just for a minute. You all know. But if the men are bringing home 80% of the winnings or something like that, I think it might even be more, something like 82% or 78, give or take, then why would the men want to give it up to the women that don't draw near as much? Now, why do the women not draw near as much? Number one, they don't get the airtime. Let's say ESPN's playing a match and there's men's and women's matches playing. You're generally going to get the men's match, and maybe they split a screen and pop back and forth. But they do that because that's what the customers want. That's what the consumers want. So it's really not the player's fault. So how do you fix it? Well, you want equality. That's definitely what you want. But how do you get it? Because it's not equal in terms of revenue brought in. So if you look at communism, by the way, I really feel like I think that what Novak Djokovic wants to do is to alleviate some type of basic communism inside tennis. Now let's look at communism. How does it kind of work at this level?
Hitchhikers, so they don't get matches in women's matches in India.
So it's there's a lot of inequality here. Now, how do we get communism per se in tennis? And I won't get into this. We don't talk about isms, race, religion, politics, beliefs, whatever. But communism would creep in like this. So if I'm a student in a class and I study my ass off, and I think we should all study our ass off or else, and I make A's in all my classes because I study. A teacher comes in the middle of the semester, I got an A in the class because I study. Let's say, I'm not picking on you, just making an example. Let's say she has an F in the class because she doesn't study. And, this guy in the middle, studies a little bit, he's got a D plus or a C minus and just kind of hanging in there, right? So the teacher comes in one day after midterms and says, hey, class, for the rest of this semester and next semester, let's say we keep the same professor each semester, even though you generally don't, but let's just say that. So the professor comes in and says, for the rest of this semester and next semester, I'm not going to award any A's, probably not any F's. I'm going to take the average of everybody, and that's what everybody in the class is going to make. So the first test, after the narrative had been changed, or the ism was changed, the one that studies a little bit less, or maybe continues to study, and the one who didn't study at all continues not to study at all. But now
the Tiger says I have a counterpoint for Justin.
Yeah, now, everyone in the class gets a C. So the person that studied their ass off and the person that studied not at all, now everyone gets a C, right? And in other words, everybody gets the same thing. So what happens next semester is the person that gets the A doesn't study as much, and the person that gets the F still doesn't study.
I think they know how communism works.
So what I'm saying is it brings everybody down, and it stops kind of proliferating. Now, all I'm saying is that I think Djokovic is trying to alleviate that, saying if you want to get it, you got to earn it, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's how the narrative gets into the debates. Like, so why should I give them the average?
Hitchhiker, go ahead and counterpoint Justin. And Michael Walker, you said they have different tours, different income. So how does that work? They can negotiate equal prize money for WTA and ATP. The economics will determine the income. Can someone please explain to me, though, the difference between the PTPA and ATP? I know that Djokovic is fighting for those that are lower ranked to get some more money because they're not seeing any money from this. We know if you're 500, 400, 300, you're really not making much money. So can you please explain to me why Isner, Djokovic, and plus Vasily all decided to leave? It sounded like they were fed up with it.
Well, there's friction, obviously.
Yeah.
But did you read their comments?
Hitchhiker says, not all men players in matches bring same amount of viewers. The big three brings more viewers than Tsitsipas.
Correct. And I think that's why you would have to have someone like Novak Djokovic.
And Blind Fury says, hope Djokovic is not a communist or rich communist. That will destroy tennis.
No, he would be the anti of that.
So three should get more money? I mean, why did Djokovic leave? Why did he really leave? Can someone explain that to us? Someone that's...
Leave where?
Leave the ATP. He was the president.
Again, you can't question friction. But number one, why would... I'm not saying I agree or disagree with the debate, but what I'm saying, why would someone, if you're a 100 millionaire or 200 millionaire, however many like Djokovic, why would he want to lead people into giving away what it is that you didn't earn. In other words, Djokovic came down from bombing. I think his parents had kind of a modicum restaurant in Serbia. I think at a ski resort, pizza place, nothing fancy.
Okay, here, someone explained it.
Oh,
I'm
go.
Prozime said in
Who is
NBA,
it?
I'm Prozime said the NBA player, in NBA, they have Players Association, and every decision they consulted. In tennis, ATP do their own. No one asked player for anything.
Okay.
Okay. So Mad Max is mad because someone said Djokovic a communist. I don't think.
No, definitely. And
PTPA will
no.
PTPA will be a player council that does not have ATP meddling with the united voice. That's why Djokovic left, because the ATP, you can't decide anything as a player. Well, I think that's great then.
The communism statement was a metaphor in a way. Communism, everybody gets the same share for the most part, except the corrupt and the people that lead that. What I'm saying is that I think if there was a metaphor of what they're trying to do, it would be kind of like communism in a way, because you're going to give everybody equal shares, even though some of them haven't earned it. So no, it was not implied that way. So let me correct that. So I hate bringing up words like that because someone reads them wrong. There was no ill will with that.
Well, thank you for explaining it, Tak Panvu. I mean, I understand what you're saying. So he's basically fighting for those lower ranked players, which is good.
Exactly. So he would be the anti.
Federer and Nadal should jump in that bandwagon. They got millions and millions. For them, it doesn't matter. You need to help these players out. I think someone asked me, one of our students' moms, Katie, she welcomed us into their house yesterday while it was raining. She said, who makes money in tennis? Do you make money if you're in the top 100? Not really.
Yeah, and then again, it's sometimes it is a sad state.
So Novak's trying to set up unions for tennis players. It's great. I'm all for unions.
Who said that?
Carteri.
You got to give him some props on who that is. But yeah, it's sometimes a sombering situation because you see it at the junior levels. You see friction at the challenger levels, especially now. No one talks about these challenger players. Carlo was a challenger player. The challenger circuit is basically no income whatsoever. You're busting your freaking tail and you are battling, and that's a quite high level of tennis. Nearly the top of the game, not quite, but right there. And it's a struggle at all levels. So I commend Novak Djokovic.
Yeah, definitely. Talk saying the ATP Player Council, the vote from the players is only 50%. So even when players all agree on one thing, the ATP has the final say because they are the tiebreaker between tournaments and ranked players. Okay, so it makes sense. He doesn't want to deal with that anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Enough is enough, right? Enough is enough. Stop beating me down. Don't tread on me. However you want to say it, but things got to change. I think Osaka.
I agree with you. Why is Nadal Federer not joining? I mean, these guys have millions.
Because
stop talking and put your millions into helping others.
But you're missing the point. That Federer and Nadal, no disrespect to them, and I'm just assuming, and assumptions are generally wrong. However, I'm sure that Nadal and Federer have some type of homage or some type of investment with the greater existing whole, right? Mm-hmm. So societies, they change, they ebb and flow through time, and right now it's a shit sandwich, no matter how you look at it, from junior tennis all the way up to the top of the game. It's being compromised daily. And it's up to people with the voice and with the platform to change that. Sooner or later, you're going to see no tennis on television at all, and people are going to be like, tennis, our grandchildren, I never heard of that. I can walk up to some of our students, believe it or not, and say, have you ever heard of Kekmanovic, or have you ever heard of Simona Halep, or have you ever heard of Francis Tiafoe, for crying out loud, or John Isner? They're like, who? And they play tennis all the time. I'm like, geez, is it just me? Or do we have a problem here?
Yeah, it seems like Djokovic is fighting for the players. I don't know what's going on with Federer and Nadal. I love them, but geez, I think that you really need to put, your name into helping these players out. You want tennis to keep going. You want these struggling players to have a reason to fight, to keep fighting. Otherwise tennis will die eventually. Michael Walker says, I don't know why Nadal and Federer are not joining, but who's going to win the U.S. Open? Will Djokovic win the U.S. Open? Will he win it? Is he really hurt? Is his neck hurt? Or will he just beat everyone now?
So I've gotten a lot of tennis racket giveaway applicants. I won't read their names, but you can see them on that video where people have been putting in their picks. Most of you, they're talking on the women's side and men's side, most of you have Osaka winning it and Djokovic winning it. And a lot of you have Djokovic defeating Medvedev. And a lot of you have either Osaka versus Serena or Osaka versus Mertens or Azarenka. So, a lot of you have already figured that out, or at least for yourselves. Does anybody disagree or agree with the majority of you that are playing fantasy and are playing the tennis racket giveaway? The lot of you have Osaka Djokovic, Tsitsipas Osaka. Do you agree or disagree?
Daniel Medvedev. He's at Isner, the serve bot. Never heard of him.
Never heard of that guy.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm going to definitely take out Osaka, I think, after that. I mean, B-Dog, I'm gonna go by you. You're telling me she was limping.
Well, yeah, and B-Dog is amongst high-level sports and football at that, which is highly contact. So.
Yvonne says, I just signed in. I know who's not going to win the U.S. Open. Rafael Nadal.
Good shot.
No shit.
Don't take that guy. Don't take that guy.
I'll do my picks after the show. Also, Bob and Mike Bryan retire from tennis.
Much love, guys.
These guys won 39 master titles, 119 double titles, 2012 London gold, one Davis Cup. Bob has won 16 doubles, Grand Slam championships, 7 mixed, 39 with his brother. Mike won 18 and 4 mixed. These guys have quite a record.
Incredible.
And they're in their 40s.
Incredible guys, California kids at heart. What's up, Cali? But these two guys, not only are they twins, and not only does one play righty and lefty, so there's an old saying.
What's up, Maj?
There's an old saying in doubles, down the middle solves the riddle. But when you got a righty and a lefty on the court, they can kind of reach out and cover that middle. So that was a help, much less being almost DNA a match in terms of maybe some
Trump.
So look, some slight differences. What's up, bro? He's in. Let's go.
The Bryan brothers will be missed. They were going to play, but again, with this whole thing going on and slams, no fans. I'm sure in their 40s, they're like, why are we still doing this?
Yeah, there was an event here in Mobile, Alabama, and I want to say, I don't remember the exact year, but I think it was probably between 2003 and 2004, maybe 5 time frame. And the Bryan brothers, Marty Fish and Andy Roddick were doing kind of a charitable tour. And they stopped in, played a couple of matches, hung out with the crowds and so forth. And it was a really good time. They were really nice guys, down to earth. And look, their rap sheet proves how great they were. Congratulations on your wonderful career.
Definitely. I like this. Blind Fury says, TM has a good chance to win the French Open because Nadal won't get up high because of the cold conditions. By the way, I don't like clay. We watched this junior tournament on clay. If it rains a lot, the ball doesn't bounce high, by the way. It bounces really low.
Well, the court that was played on yesterday, the ball would bounce on it, and it wouldn't even come off the ground. It would bounce and then slide across. Like Chris, and again, it worked both ways, but there was balls I was watching Chris's match where they would bounce because they weren't groomed. They were just lumped up.
It's horrible.
So it would bounce, and it bounced, and it would just skid across.
I hate clay.
Well, if the courts are groomed, it's okay, but these were just kind of lumped up.
So these guys are saying, what do we think of the fast courts? Honestly, I don't care if they're fast, slow, whatever. I mean, I do care if they're super slow. That's why I hate clay. I didn't like watching that tournament. It was so slow. I prefer a faster court. I want to see shots, boom, boom, boom.
That's an important question.
Yeah. I thought Djokovic likes slower courts, or does he like fast courts?
That's a great question. Ask some of those guys. But again, for a lot of people, the speed of the court will dictate how they play, how they feel, controlling the way they play. If you like a slower ball, the clay court players are going to kind of like that slower surface. If it's a faster ball, Federer likes a fast ball. A lot of the big servers like faster balls because their serve can kind of skid through the court. They're going to like a faster surface. But hey, fast surface is great. I think it's better tennis.
Maj says Federer would love to play on these courts. The last tournament, Alex says, no. Yeha says, when Isner and Opelka bring their A games, they're actually decent players, but only at their best.
Who said that? Who said that?
Ying Hao Hu. Because someone said somebody said that Opelka and Isner shouldn't even be playing tennis.
Well, I would tend to agree.
Will we have more kids? Hell no.
Man, 5 going for 6.
No, I'm like 41. No.
I got one child in my bedroom still at 4. That's how many kids we got. I'm done. I need to get out of my room.
We have him in our bedroom.
Well, he sleeps in our room. Man, I hate dealing with that every day. What? I said too much?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's how we roll.
He's about to be 5.
Yeah.
He has his own bed.
We got one more that's got to get to college, so another bed opens up.
You look ready for a new baby? Hell no. No thanks.
No, I'm out. I'm done.
No thank you.
I'm done. Yeah, I'm not. I had to collect my thoughts.
Isn't Djokovic the king of hard courts now? I mean,
I would think so.
Yeah, I would think so. I think the problem of Djokovic with this court is actually how high the ball bounces.
I think Djokovic is going to be just fine, and I think any test he had with the donut-eating, fried chicken-eating Rannick, no offense, there was a guy out there that I had a fun conversation with yesterday. I think his name was Looney Vids. I think he must be a Canadian fan because he was like joking with me that, go easier on the donut-eating Rannick. But 3 out of 5 sets, U.S. Open, he's a little heavy. Again, he had a really good showing, 2 out of 3 sets. 3 out of 5. I don't know.
Alex, how'd you hear that Armstrong was slower? How did you hear that? Did you go there?
I don't know.
How do you know that? How do you guys know this?
Inside info.
Yeah. Michael Walker says nobody has been king of hardcore since 2011.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. He's very good at hardcore. But Australian always suits him better.
and that's another hard court.
Mm-hmm.
I think
What's the difference between those two?
the court, and you can check this. I'm guessing, at least I've heard this before. I think the surface that they use, which is generally like platelets or sections of the court that are pulled out, or it's a gelatinous surface.
Oh, through TV commentators.
Yeah. Generally, the surface is a different mixture of certain epoxy materials. So whether they put, solution A and B at this percentage in this mix, and they put solution A and B in that mix, then the surface, the coarseness of the surface can be different. It can be more gritty like sandpaper. It can be more slick like a basketball floor, and so forth. So yes, the surface is highly variable. Now, I will give you a knowledge drop, and maybe you all know this, but if you want to see some really interesting science or botany or horticulture, check out how Wimbledon takes care of the center court grass. Hydroponics under the ground, ventilation, AC, cooled roots, cooled soil. I mean, check out the hydroponic work of center court Wimbledon. I think Philip out there has been to Wimbledon with his parents, right? Because I saw some pictures. He was at Wimbledon. Mm-hmm. That center court, there is hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars spent on the irrigation, the cooling, the ventilation, and how the underneath that court works. Yes, the court that gets battered and browned out, but they do big things on that court.
B Dog said, donut eating, fried chicken eating, brownage.
True.
Brad Gilbert says the big courts are slower. That's what Wildlife said. And then B Dog said Brad Gilbert's a clown. Sometimes he's a clown. I thought he was good for Agassi though. Yeah. He did help out Agassi.
And Brad Gilbert, you got to give it up for him. He wasn't that bad of a tennis player. He was actually pretty good.
Yellow card for that comment, B Dog. So. Okay, so I'm big John McEnroe fan, but I can't stand Patrick McEnroe. Annoying. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. I prefer, and honestly, like John McEnroe kisses a lot of ass, like Federer's ass, depending who's playing.
You think John does?
Yeah. He really? Caters to some of the players.
He likes to be in the spotlight.
He likes to be in the spotlight, but he's not Patrick Montaglu.
Patrick Montaglu is just like an inherent, he's like a chicken pox on your face. He just pops up, boop, or a pimple, boop. He just pops up. Hey, there's a camera. Hey.
Michael Walker says grass courts are extremely expensive to maintain, which is why we don't have many here.
Yeah, and they're beat up relatively quickly. If it wasn't for the inherent tradition at Wimbledon, then I would doubt that the money would be put into that. So, again, that court is amazing. Check it out. Surely you can get a YouTube video for that.
Hey, I think I saw Philip and Thomas there at Wimbledon, so they can tell us.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, they could tell us a bit more about this court.
Yeah, you should go on a tour of underneath the court and check out how it works. There's some awesome engineering there.
Yeah. All right, guys.
That's it.
Boom. Monday, U.S. Open starts. Who will go down? I predict Crybaby Zverev will go down in the first round.
Man, I've had enough of talking about Zverev. It's just a waste of time. I mean, are you really going to lose sleep over him winning a match?
No, I'm going to laugh.
What about Francis Tiafoe? Is Tiafoe going to win?
Yeah, I saw some people picked him.
That's why I thought about that.
Hey, guys, got to love the show. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Trump says, I hope Novak is healthy for U.S. Open. I honestly didn't expect him to go completely to the end of Cincinnati tournament because of the last 3-4 match. With his neck not looking okay, and U.S. Open is 5 sets.
Djokovic will get his 18th major. If not, I'll be shocked.
French Open will have roof this year, Carla. Yeah.
I would like to see that.
Yeah. Monday. I will be watching some of it.
All right, everyone. Thank you much. Peace out. If you're going to play for this racket, this Dunlop Strixon Revo 2.0, it's Carla did a demo with it. She got it new. Played with it a little bit. A few minor scratches. I freshly strung it. Cool little dampener. Then get your picks in. If you want to get the picks in, you have no idea what we're talking about, then there's a video. I created a playlist for it. Did it like 2 days ago. And it's 2020 tennis racket giveaway and fantasy teams. So good luck for that. Thank you so much to Y-Tech Strings. As always, good friend Ivor Savage. I love you, my brother. Go South Africa and Gene Swart. Much love to you guys.
They're asking how we're doing daily shows now.
We're going to try.
We're going to try.
The U.S. Open.
Yvonne said, I'm not playing, but I'm here for the laugh.
Who?
Yvonne.
Who? Yvonne who?
Stanis.
Okay, so, sorry. But check out the video on that. And again...
and sorry about his rant. I know some of you guys, you missed all the messages they were saying as you were talking.
Yeah, when this... Okay, so all of you know, if you're just tuning in, you may not care. But those that do, if you want to... When I hit stop on this video, it starts something that says processing. And dumb me, I'm too dumb to understand all this stuff. But it says processing. And it won't finish processing generally till like 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. And for the life of me, for a while, I was like, these people can't go back. These people you all much love, they can't go back and watch it already. Why this sucks? It takes forever. But I found out that you can go to our channel, go to playlists, click playlists, and then bring down the little deal, whatever, the drop menu, and then hit live shows, boop, and then bring up that little drop menu, and it's there. So you can see it there if you missed my rant at the beginning. But
rant for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I was pissed. I feel better now, though.
Trump, will you be president again? Trump or Mary? Who knows?
I ain't getting into all that.
No, I just saw his name.
But yeah.
All right, guys, take care.
Peace out. Much love. Get your picks in. Best of luck. And thanks to everyone. If not for you, there is no this. So, vamos.
Only a hurricane can stop Justin.
That's it. It's how we get down.
Good have rant.
Let's get down. All right. Adios, man. See ya.